Deep inside Lagos market, beyond the noise of traders shouting prices and the smell of roasted plantain, there was a place few people knew about. A place where people did not buy rice, clothes, or phones. Here, people bought and sold dreams. Musa, a struggling trader, had never believed in such things. Until the day he accidentally sold his own future and had to fight to get it back. Musa sat in a small shop in Baligan market, staring at the few goods left on his shelf. Business had been bad for months. Every day, customers passed by his shop without buying. His debts were growing, and his landlord had given him one final warning: pay your rent or leave. That evening, as he closed his shop, an old man walked past him and whispered, "If you are tired of suffering, follow me." At first, Musa ignored him. But when he turned to go home, his legs refused to move. It was as if something was pulling him towards the old man. He followed him through the narrow, dark alleys behind the market until they reached a wooden door. The old man knocked 3 times. The door opened, and Musa stepped into a place he never knew existed. Inside, there were no traders selling tomatoes or fabrics. Instead, people sat at wooden tables, whispering to each other. Strange symbols covered the walls. Candles flickered in the dim light. In the air, Musa could hear faint voices, like people talking in their sleep. The old man leaned close to him and said, "Welcome to the market of dreams." Musa shivered. Market of what? Dreams. The old man smiled. Here, people buy and sell the dreams of their future. Musa did not believe it. It sounded like a scam. But before he could leave, he saw something that made his heart stop. A man at one of the tables handed over a small bottle filled with glowing blue smoke. The buyer, a young woman, swallowed it in one gulp. At that moment, her face changed, her eyes shone, and she laughed like someone who had just received good news. Musa felt his skin crawl. What kind of place was this? The old man chuckled. "I see you're interested." Musa shook his head. "No, I am going home." But before he could turn around, another man called out, "Who wants to sell?" "I am buying." And that was when Musa made the biggest mistake of his life. Musa was curious but still afraid. He watched as people exchanged strange bottles filled with swirling colors. Some bottles were bright, others dark. Some people left with smiles, others with empty eyes. A desperate-looking woman approached the trader. "I want a rich husband," she said. The trader nodded and handed her a tiny bottle filled with golden smoke. The woman paid quickly and drank it. A few seconds later, her phone rang. She looked at the screen, gasped, and ran out excitedly. Musa's heart pounded. Could this really be real? A fat man with a deep voice shouted, "I am buying." Who is selling their dream of the future? Musa did not understand. Dream of the future. The old man beside him explained. Everyone has a dream for their future, whether they know it or not. Some dreams are filled with greatness, some with failure. The richer the dream, the higher the price. Musa frowned. He had no money, no luck, no future. What harm could it do to sell a dream? "How much will you pay?" Musa asked. The fat man smiled and held out a bottle. Inside, Musa saw a tiny blue light floating like a trapped firefly. "Drink this, and I will take your dream of the future," the man said. "In exchange, you will get instant money." Musa hesitated. What did he have to lose? "Deal," he said. He took the bottle and drank. A rush of energy passed through him. He felt dizzy, as if something was being pulled out of him. When he opened his eyes, the fat man was gone. Musa reached into his pocket. It was full of money. He laughed. His problems were over. Or so he thought. The next morning, Musa woke up feeling strange. He had money now, enough to pay rent, restock his shop, even buy new clothes. But something was missing. He walked to his shop and sat down, waiting for customers. But as people passed by, he felt nothing. No excitement, no joy. Then, a man selling sugarcane walked by. Musa looked at him and felt a sharp pain in his chest. Something told him that he was supposed to be the one selling sugarcane. Confused, he ignored the feeling. But as the days passed, Musa noticed something worse. Every time he tried to think about his future, his mind went blank. Before, he used to dream about expanding his business, getting married, having children. Now, there was nothing. It was as if someone had stolen the future from his mind. Then, he remembered the fat man. The deal. The dream of his future. And he knew he had made a terrible mistake. Musa could not sit still. He had to find the fat man who bought his dream. He rushed back to the hidden section of the market, but the wooden door was gone. He knocked on every wall, pushed every corner, but nothing happened. It was as if the market of dreams had disappeared. Musa grabbed the passing trader. "Please, I need to find the market where they sell dreams." The man gave him a strange look. "Dream market? My friend, this is Baligan market. We sell real things here." Musa felt his heart sink. He asked another person, then another. Nobody had heard of it. Had he imagined everything? Then he saw the old man who first led him there. Musa ran up to him. "Where is the market of dreams?" The old man smiled sadly. "You have already sold your dream. Why are you looking for it now?" Musa clenched his fist. "I need it back." The old man shook his head. "Once a dream is sold, it is almost impossible to recover." "Almost." Musa caught the word. "So there is a way?" The old man sighed. "Yes, but it is dangerous." Musa did not care. "Tell me." The old man pointed to a dark alley. "Find the dream witch. Only she can help you." Musa felt a chill down his spine. He had never heard of such a person, but he had no choice. He took a deep breath and stepped into the darkness. The alley was cold, even though the Lagos sun was still shining outside. Musa walked slowly, his heart pounding. Somewhere in the shadows, a voice whispered, "You should not have come." Musa stopped. "Who is there?" A woman stepped forward. Her skin was dark like midnight, and her eyes glowed red. She wore long beads around her neck and carried a wooden staff. "You are looking for your dream," she said. "But do you know the price?" Musa swallowed hard. "I just want my future back." The woman sighed. "Foolish boy. Do you know what happens when you sell your dream? Someone else lives the life meant for you. Right now, the fat man who bought it is using your future to grow richer every day." Musa's stomach twisted. "So what do I do?" The woman smiled darkly. "To get your dream back, you must steal it." Musa frowned. "How?" She turned and pointed at the shadows. "Find the dream bottle, break it, and your future will return to you." Musa nodded quickly. "Okay, where do I find it?" The woman's smile disappeared. "The dream collector keeps it. And he does not like to lose what he has taken." A cold wind blew through the alley. Musa felt a deep fear creeping into his bones. But he had no choice. He had to face the dream collector. Musa left the alley, his mind racing. He needed to find the dream collector, but he had no idea where to start. As he walked back to his shop, he felt something strange, a shadow following him. Every time he turned, there was nothing there. But the feeling remained. That night, as he tried to sleep, he heard whispers. Faint, echoing voices. "You should not have sold it. You do not belong here anymore." Musa sat up in fear. His room was empty, but the shadows on the walls moved on their own. Then he saw them, figures with hollow eyes staring at him from the darkness. He jumped out of bed, his heart pounding. The dream witch had warned him, the dream collector does not like to lose what he has taken. Musa was no longer safe. And the hunt had begun. Desperate, Musa returned to Baligan market. He searched for any sign of the dream traders but found nothing. Then he saw a beggar sitting near a pile of old rags. The man had blind eyes, but when Musa walked past, he whispered, looking for something. Musa turned. Do you know about the market of dreams? The beggar grinned, showing blackened teeth. I used to trade there, until I lost everything. Musa's breath caught. What do you mean? The man leaned closer. The market is not just a place. It is a trap. The more you trade, the less of yourself you have left. Musa's stomach twisted. Where is the dream collector? The beggar pointed to an abandoned warehouse at the edge of the market. He is waiting for you. Musa knew he was walking into danger. But he had come too far to turn back. Musa entered the warehouse. It was cold, empty. Then, from the darkness, a deep voice spoke. You came for what is no longer yours. Musa turned sharply. A man sat on a golden throne, surrounded by bottles filled with glowing smoke. The dream collector. His face was hidden by shadows, but his eyes burned like fire. Give me back my dream, Musa demanded. The collector laughed. Your dream? Fool. You sold it. And now, someone else is living your destiny. Musa clenched his fist. I will do whatever it takes to get it back. The collector grinned. Then let us make a new deal. The collector stood and stretched out his hand. If you want your dream back, you must offer me something in return. Musa hesitated. What do you want? The collector's smile widened. Your shadow. Musa's blood turned cold. My shadow. The collector nodded. It is the only part of you that cannot be taken. Give it to me, and I will return your future. Musa looked down at his feet. His shadow stretched long behind him. It had been with him all his life. But was his future worth losing a part of himself forever? He had no choice. Deal, Musa whispered. The collector snapped his fingers. The air shimmered, and a blue bottle appeared in Musa's hands. His dream. Musa smashed the bottle. A bright light exploded around him, filling his mind with images, his shop growing, his future wife, his children, his success. It was all coming back. But as he turned to leave, he noticed something. His shadow was gone. When he walked in the sun, there was nothing behind him. When he stood under a light, he cast no shape. People in the market looked at him strangely. Something about him was missing. Musa got his future back. But at what cost?